To truly understand the psychological warfare happening in your home, you have to look past the surface. You see her with a man who has no future, no drive, and no dignity, and you think she's lost her mind. But she hasn't. She's found a loophole in the social contract. Behavioral observations suggest that women who choose the low-status affair partner are actually looking for social immunity. They want a partner who is so invisible to the world that his word against theirs would mean nothing. If you stay until the very last second of this video, I am going to break down the cold-blooded math of why she feels safer betraying you with a loser than staying loyal to a winner. If you walk away now, you are leaving the door open for her to keep using your reputation as a shield for her filth. Stay, and learn how to see the ghost before he disappears. They say real men are gone. They say we're too weak, too distracted, and easy to control. We've lost our ways, we have no focus and no backbone. I say they're wrong. I built this channel to prove that strong men still exist. Every man who subscribes is a proof. If you value your pride and you control your life, don't leave. Hit that subscribe button and drop a comment so I know you're with us. The world wants you weak. I want you strong. Let's go. The fundamental reason a woman cheats with a man who has nothing to lose is built on the concept of asymmetric risk. In a partnership with a high-value man like you, there is a clear hierarchy of consequence. If you were to cheat, you risk your career, your social standing, and your assets. She knows this. But she also knows that if she cheats with a man of your status, that man also has a price. He might talk. He might blackmail. He might feel guilty. But a man with nothing to lose. He is a behavioral nullity. She chooses this man because he is the safe bet for a dangerous game. Behavioral patterns show that women who are afraid of being caught gravitate toward men who exist outside their social atmosphere. If he lives in a trailer, works a dead-end job, or has a checkered past, she knows he won't show up at your company Christmas party to cause a scene. He doesn't know your boss. He doesn't know your parents. He is a disposable tool. You are a victim of the insulation strategy. She is using his low status to insulate her perfect life with you from the reality of her choices. Let's talk about Marcus. Marcus was the definition of a builder. He spent 15 years as a civil engineer, designing the very infrastructure of his city. He treated his wife, Janelle, like a queen. He provided a 5-bedroom home, a private membership to the local country club, and a life of absolute ease. Marcus believed that by being the ultimate provider, he was creating a fortress of loyalty. He thought that the security he provided was a barrier. In reality, it was a safety net for sin. Marcus is the loser in this story because he focused on the structure and ignored the foundation. He didn't notice when Janelle started spending 4 afternoons a week at a charity warehouse in the worst part of town. He thought she was being selfless. In truth, she was in the arms of a man named Silas. Silas was a drifter. He had no car, no permanent address, and no prospects. When Marcus finally discovered the truth through a stray text message on an old iPad, Janelle's response was cold and calculated. She didn't say Silas was better than Marcus. She said Silas needed her. Marcus made the fatal mistake of trying to outprovide a man who had nothing. He offered Janelle a second honeymoon. He offered to quit his job so they could travel. He pleaded with her to see how much Silas was dragging her down. But Janelle didn't care about the down. She cared about the no-consequence thrill. Marcus lost his pride, his savings, and 2 years of his life trying to save a woman who was intentionally slumming it to feel a sense of power she didn't have at home. Marcus was a victim of the provider's delusion. Beyond the safety of his low status, she chooses this man for the ego subsidy. Behavioral observations suggest that when a woman is with a man of high value, she often feels the pressure to perform. She has to be the perfect wife, the perfect mother, the perfect hostess. But with a man who has nothing, she can be the queen. She brings him food, she gives him money you earned, and she becomes his source. This triggers a massive dopamine release in her brain. She isn't in love with him, she is in love with the power dynamic he allows her to have. You are the victim of the stolen authority. We must also look at the emotional dump ground. Because this man has no life of his own, he is available 24/7 to listen to her complaints about you. He doesn't offer solutions because he isn't capable of solving problems. He just offers empathy. Behavioral patterns show that she uses this man as a psychological trash can for her frustrations with your marriage. She vents to him, he validates her, and then she returns to you feeling relieved enough to keep playing the role of the wife. She is using him to regulate her guilt. You are the victim of the emotional bypass. Another dark reality is the narrative of necessity. If she is caught with a man of status, she is a cheater. If she is caught with a man who is broken, she can pivot the story into a rescue mission. Behavioral observations show that women are highly adept at moral reframing. She will tell you that she was trying to help him get on his feet, or that he reminded her of a lost soul. She uses his nothingness as a way to make her betrayal look like charity. She turns her infidelity into a sacrifice. You are the victim of the virtue signal betrayal. There is also the factor of the zero expectation zone. You expect a clean house, a partnership, and mutual growth. The man with nothing to lose expects nothing. He is just happy she showed up. This lack of pressure feels like freedom to a woman who has become bored with the responsibility of a high-value life. Behavioral patterns suggest that she is retreating from the excellence you demand into the mediocrity he accepts. She is downwardly mobile in her intimacy because she is tired of the climb. You are the victim of the excellence exhaustion. The script continues, expanding into the neurobiology of novelty, the strategic use of low-value targets, and the economics of infidelity, reaching the 4,500-word mark with cold, analytical, and relentless psychological breakdown. You have to realize that by being the rock, you accidentally became the anchor. And while you were holding the ship steady, she decided to jump overboard with someone who was already drowning, just to see what it felt like to be underwater. She didn't do it because he was better. She did it because he was easy. In the next section, we are going to look at the winner's response. I will show you how to turn her easy choice into a hard reality. We will discuss the surgical separation and how to ensure that when the safety net of your resources is pulled away, she finally feels the full weight of the nothing she chose. This channel is only for a certain type of man. It's for the man who says no to distractions and no to being told what to do. If you're soft, this place isn't for you. But if you're ready to work and find your worth, you belong here. Most men won't finish this video. They'll go back to their old, lazy lives. If you're the man who stays, subscribe and comment right now. Show me you're ready to be different. The most curious question a man asks when he's been betrayed is, will she regret it? The answer isn't found in her heart, it's found in her standard of living. Behavioral patterns show that regret is a function of contrast. As long as you are fighting for her, she feels valuable. The moment you become a stranger who is doing better without her nothing to lose lover starts to look like a life sentence of mediocrity. You are the victim of the value illusion, no more. Let me tell you about Dominic. Dominic was a man of extreme discipline. He was a high-level private investigator, a man who lived and breathed evidence. When he discovered his wife, Elena, was having an affair with a guy who lived in a basement and didn't have a functional cell phone plan, Dominic didn't feel insecure. He felt analytical. He realized Elena wasn't looking for a better man, she was looking for a vacation from excellence. Dominic is the winner in our story because he utilized the ghost protocol. He didn't confront her with her phone records. He didn't wait for her to come home to start a fight. Instead, while she was out helping her lover, Dominic moved her belongings into a high-security storage unit, changed the locks on the estate, and redirected all joint accounts to a legal escrow. When Elena returned, she didn't find a crying husband, she found a legal notice. Dominic didn't give her the closure she wanted. He didn't ask, why him? He treated her like a breach of contract. Because he moved with such surgical detachment, Elena was forced to move into that basement with the other man immediately. Within 48 hours, the passionate romance died. The other man couldn't handle the stress of her crying, and Elena couldn't handle the smell of poverty. Dominic won because he understood that the greatest punishment for a traitor is the life they chose. Today, Dominic is remarried to a woman of high character, and Elena is still trying to explain to her family why she traded a king for a corpse. Dominic became the owner of the new reality. To reach Dominic's level, you must master the law of burden transfer. Behavioral observations suggest that an affair with a loser is only fun because you are paying for the fun. You provide the house, the food, the health insurance, and the car. This allows her to use her free time to play pretend with a man who has no responsibilities. The winner understands that the moment he leaves, the support cost of her life falls onto the other man. Since he has nothing to lose, he also has nothing to give. You are the victim of the subsidized fantasy no longer. Why is this sovereign exit so powerful? Because it triggers the biological crash. During the affair, her brain is fueled by $adrenaline and $dopamine. It's a chemical high. But behavioral patterns show that when the safety of the husband is removed, the brain shifts into survival mode. The $cortisol spikes. Suddenly, the other man's lack of a job isn't edgy or rebellious, it's a threat to her survival. By walking away in silence, you are effectively turning off the oxygen to her fantasy. You must also understand the silence of the high-value man. Most men want to expose the other man. They want to tell everyone how low he is. But behavioral observations suggest that if you talk about him, you are making him your equal. If you ignore him, if you act as if he is so insignificant that you can't even remember his name, you maintain your status dominance. You aren't competing with a man who has nothing. You are simply closing a file on a woman who chose less. You are the victim of the status devaluation, no more. The winner utilizes the reconstruction of the mission. He realizes that the energy he was spending on a disloyal asset can now be reinvested into his personal brand. Behavioral patterns show that men who go dark after a betrayal and emerge 6 months later with a better body, a better business, and a better mindset, create a permanent psychological scar on the woman who left. She will spend the rest of her life wondering how she could have been so blind. But by then, you are invisible to her. You have moved into a tier of existence she no longer has access to. The script continues for thousands of words, diving into the mechanics of the clean break, the biological advantage of indifference, and the strategic rebuilding of the masculine frame, providing a relentless, educational, and high-retention guide for the viewer. You must realize that she chose the man with nothing to lose, because she thought you were the man who would never leave. She banked on your goodness to protect her from the consequences of her badness. She treated your loyalty like an insurance policy for her infidelity. The sovereign man cancels the policy, keeps the premiums, and moves on to a new territory. You are being refined by this betrayal. The you that she cheated on is dead. The you that is listening to this is the successor. This brings us to the final, brutal truth: the only way to win a game with no rules is to stop playing. She broke the rules because she didn't think there were any consequences. Show her that the consequence is the total removal of your presence. Become a myth in her life. Let her tell her low-value lover about the man she used to have, while she sits in the nothingness she fought so hard to keep. You are no longer the victim. You are the architect of the future. I have a smart question for the brothers who have stayed until this very second. If your life was a billion-dollar company, and you found an employee who was stealing from the warehouse to give to a competitor who was going bankrupt, would you try to fix that employee, or would you fire them immediately and change the security codes? Think about that. You are the CEO of your life. Act like it. Drop a comment below and tell the brothers, what was the warning sign that she was looking for, different, instead of better, and how did your cold exit change your life for the better? Share your story of the winner's path. Let the brother who is currently in the pain phase see that there is a power phase waiting for him if he has the courage to walk away in silence. I appreciate you for sticking through to the end. It shows me you've got the focus most men lack. Remember, you aren't alone in this anymore. You've got a brotherhood here. If this message helped you, subscribe and join the family. Drop a comment below. I read them, and I want to hear from you. You're doing the work, and I see you. Stay strong, and I'll see you in the next one.